What's up, everybody? Dark1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys. A few days from now, Xbox is about to have their showcase for 2024. I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly what Xbox needs to do to make sure that this showcase is successful, okay? Don't worry about what anybody else is saying. I promise you, this is what they need to do to make sure that this showcase is successful. You ready? They need to invest 120% into Game Pass. That's it. Game Pass is the only thing that matters for Xbox, right? Game Pass, number one. Number two, their ecosystem. They do that, everything will be perfectly fine. They don't care about the hardware. We've known this for a while. That's why it's silly when you hear anybody talking about hardware when it comes to Xbox. They look foolish because we know that Xbox doesn't care about the hardware. You can be mad at me all you want, but you know you're here because I speak facts. If Xbox cared about the hardware, their main tentpole games, shout out to Hermanito Holtz, their main tentpole games would have showcased the power of the Xbox Series X, every single one of them, okay? Redfall would have never dropped at 30 frames per second and gotten a patch later. They would have waited until that patch was ready and then dropped it, okay? Not saying that it would have made Redfall a great game, but it definitely would have been a better game at 60 frames. It's a first-person shooter that they dropped at 30 frames. Why? Because they didn't care how it ran on their own hardware. They preferred you to play it on PC or play it anywhere else than their own hardware. They really didn't care, okay? The game of the generation. Understand this. It's not even a doubt. The game of the generation is Starfield. Starfield is hands down the game of the generation. You can say whatever you want to say, but you're gonna sound stupid, okay? I promise you there's been more discord around Starfield than any other game. More people that hated Starfield played that game more than games that they actually loved. You understand that, right? People dropped 200 hours on Starfield and then gave you a review as to why it was bad. There's no game like Starfield. I'm telling you right now. And that game, the game of the generation, right? They went ahead and released it on the Xbox Series X at 30 frames. They didn't care about it. Had us out here looking stupid. Well, not me. A lot of you guys out there looking stupid talking about it can't run at 60 frames because you could save sandwiches on different planets. Well, guess what, dummy? They came up with a patch and now you look dumb for trying to defend Xbox because the game could run at 60. They just didn't care to make sure that it ran at 60. They didn't care to optimize it to that point. They said, let's go ahead and release the game, and if you want to play it at 60, guess where you got to play it? On PC, but we don't care because you're still playing our game and you're still part of our ecosystem. That's what they cared about the most. You cannot argue this with me, okay? Once I made that realization, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. If you don't care about your hardware that much, why am I going to care about your hardware the same amount as well? It doesn't make any sense, right? Why would I care about more about your hardware than you actually do? So I went ahead and moved over to a hardware that I get to control completely. So now when I turn on my Xbox Series X, I'm not disappointed with it. I know exactly what it is. It's a low-end PC at best, right? Low to mid-tier PC at best. But if I want to play games above 30 frames, right, with no restrictions, I'm going to play it on PC. And if I got to get a stronger PC, then so be it. But I know that Xbox, at least they're going to make me wait. At least they're going to make me wait to give me that 60 frames on the Xbox Series X. Why? Because they don't really care about the hardware. They've had commercials that say no hardware needed, no console needed. I don't know how anybody's going to be looking at this video and try to argue that Xbox cares about the hardware when they literally have commercials. They have more commercials saying no consoles needed than they do have commercials for the Xbox Series X or S. You can't tell me a commercial about the Xbox Series X or S. You don't know one off the top of your head. The only one you remember was the reveal one and the dude that's trying to touch something. I don't know. But that's it. There's nothing else. Every other commercial that comes out is usually promoting cloud and promoting Game Pass. Tell me I'm wrong and you'd be lying, right? Okay, so once I made that realization myself, I realized, you know what? I'm down with it. All right, Microsoft. All right, Xbox. Let's go ahead and go all in with Game Pass, because if it wasn't for Game Pass this generation, you would have nothing. You would be completely irrelevant if it wasn't for Game Pass. I'm telling you right now, Game Pass is what's keeping Xbox relevant. So let's go ahead and double down on Game Pass. I remember during previous showcase, I would say that I wanted to see games running on the Xbox Series X. Actual, like when it says running on Xbox, I actually wanted to see it. I don't even care about that anymore. Have the game running on whatever. What I want to see is, what are you doing with Game Pass? That's what this showcase needs. You need to, not only what are you doing with Game Pass, but you need to show us how you're going to tie the Activision Blizzard deal with us Game Pass customers. That's what you need to do. Here's the reality, Microsoft. I already purchased the Xbox Series X. I already went ahead and purchased the Xbox Series S. I have both consoles, okay? I'm not buying another one. I already got two Xboxes. I don't need to buy another one, so you will never get another $500 for that same console. But you are constantly getting every single month $15 from me. Every single month, you are getting $15 from me, Microsoft, or $16, whatever Game Pass Ultimate is. Mess around and find out and lose the value of Game Pass, and you won't get those $16 every single month. And then at that point, you will truly be irrelevant. Microsoft needs to double down on their strategy, which is, you know what? All games are going everywhere. We want everyone to play our games. And we care about not our console gamer, but our ecosystem gamer. And give the ecosystem gamers the most possible. Xbox is a platform, not a console. That's what needs to be shown this showcase. Call of Duty better come to Game Pass. Not just Black Ops 6. There better be some Call of Duties that drop. More games better be coming to Game Pass. And it is what it is. That's what they need to do. There's nothing else for them to do. Nothing else for them to do. All the old Call of Duty games, there's no reason why you can't drop those on Xbox. Nobody's going to, on Game Pass, nobody's going out there and buying those games anymore. So it's not like you're losing any money. Drop all of those. Do it. Matter of fact, you could drop a new Call of Duty every single month. Get the player count high for that Call of Duty. Next month, the new Call of Duty comes out. People will play it. I guarantee you. But you let me know what you guys want to see. That's the only thing I care about. PlayStation gamers, they want to see the Xbox showcase because they want to see what games are actually going to come to their platform that they actually care about and want to play. Because that PlayStation showcase was trash. And I don't blame them for that. Everybody's looking at the Xbox showcase. The Xbox showcase is probably the most important showcase that's coming out this year. It really is. Because it's going to show what gamers are going to be able to play. It is what it is. Dog 1985. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.